woka haha na mbeca iria ũrarĩa nĩ mbeca ciagĩrĩirwo nĩ gũtwarĩra andũ a Elgeyo Marakwet damu bilioni 3 nĩgetha ciana cia Ngai inyue maĩ, nĩgetha ciana cia Ngai ihote kũrĩma, nĩguo ciekĩrwo mũhuko wa mũndũ woka kũrũgama kanitha atĩ nĩndakũnengera milioni 2 ũke haha tũinagĩre haleluya. Baba woĩ igana rĩakwa thithinĩire handũ.
Welcome to Zion Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. It was something which had been prophesied by the former head of state, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Sorry for that. And in this morning, news are really trending in social media. As we speak, all schools in the Republic of Kenya have been closed. As I was just going through the newspapers, I came across the Standard. We can as well see the current head of state in stress. It is written 7-7 shutdown. I want to be very much fast on these newspapers. And again, important announcement. Dear parents, that is St. Mary's Sportview Academy, kindly note that there will be no school on Monday 7th July due to anticipated public demonstration. This decision has been made to ensure the safety and well-being of our learners and staff. Normal school activities will resume on Tuesday, 8th July. We urge parents to stay alert and safe. Thank you for continued support and understanding. Class scheduled for Monday, 7th July. Strathmore Communication. Dear all parents, dear all, in light of the anticipated demonstration, the university management has made the decision to move all classes scheduled for Monday, July 7th, 2025 to our online platforms. We will continue to monitor the situation closely and keep you informed of any further developments. We urge everyone to exercise caution and keep safe. Regards. So all these things are happening at the same time. There is panic as we approach this Saba Saba election, this Saba Saba demonstration. I want to tell you why this is now storming the Ruto State House administration. Just Uhuru Kenyatta warned Kenyans, and I said it. There is going to be a very big trouble in this country. And if Ruto is not keen, then he's going to ban this country. He ought to control his tongue. He ought to understand why all these things happening in his administration. Youth are being abducted, killed. Remember that? They are still not giving up and demonstrating. In this morning, I want to dig deep into this issue of Saba Saba. Why all schools have been shut down. Before I carry on, ladies and gentlemen, pleasure to meet you once again. Happy Sunday. It is still Zion Kenya TV YouTube broadcast. And I want to take this golden chance to thank you and appreciate you so much for your continued support. Because if it was not your support, then this YouTube platform couldn't have reached where it is as at now. And if you are first time watching me in this broadcast, viewer, I request you kindly do me a favor. Take a 1 second, click that notification bell and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like my video, share them to your friends, family and relatives. I'm going to be very much brief on this because of time. I had to say share this video because I found it so much interesting for us to understand what is going to happen. To be clear, all schools have been shut down because there is panic in State House that this Saba Saba is going to be a very, very mass demonstration, which it is either They are going to create chaos or just demonstrate peacefully. But I don't think so if there is going to be chaos. Problem with our leaders is that they sometimes incite others to create chaos, of course. But Gen Zs always demonstrate well, youth always demonstrate well. We always demonstrate peacefully. So there is no need for them to panic. It is just remembering those who fought for this country. That is simple and clear. That is a very simple description of Saba Saba. But why are they in panic mode? Could there be something wrong? It means that these people are ready for war. They are not ready to cope up with this issue of demonstration. And that is why they are forcing even schools to be shut down, to be closed. The current head of state should understand all these things because he is the current head of state. He understands what is happening. Uhuru Kenyatta had warned Kenyans and he had said that the best government is the other side, not this one. I am very much shocked that Ruto is receiving continuous demonstration. I don't understand why up to now. I don't understand why all his administration is still receiving demonstration. To make it worse, youth are losing their life. He don't care. He's just shedding crocodile tears, pretending to be stressed up. But he ought to call for the dialogue and sit with the youth and tell youth and ask youth what might be the problem. Not just speaking by the word of mouth, but he ought to call for even security personnel and say, write a letter. Please, Kenyans youth, welcome to State House. If in any case there's something these people are in need of. But if you are not keen, then as we are still closing the schools, we are going to shut down several things. And it might even go to another extent, which we don't expect. When you see cloud moving up and down in the air, you ought to understand that the probability for the rainfall for the downfall of rainfall is 95%. And this is something which I prefer the UD administration to listen to and see and react very fast. It is simple. They ought to control their tongue. They ought to listen to the ground. They ought to accept their mistake and continue serving people honestly, respectfully, in action, not just by the word of mouth. The message is clear, and that is what is now happening. All schools have been shut down because we are approaching Saba Saba. This is a very sad breaking news, which we ought not to receive as a country. This is not the first time we are blocking roads. This is not the first time we are shutting down the schools. It is because this government has a problem. It has a problem, and this problem must be known publicly. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your take? I rest my case at this point as I wish you all the best. Thank you and bye-bye.